Hi guys, this is Tina. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with another one of my kits from my shop that I thought that I would introduce you to. So it's been in my shop a few weeks. Just going to separate it out so that I can show you, because I've coffee dyed some here, so I will obviously show you it non-coffee dyed at first. So it's called Spring Garden, and basically you get 11 background pages, and that is including a very plain neutral page to have, to back your ephemera pieces. And then you get 6 pages in the ephemera pack. They are for sale separately, so you do not have to purchase both if you don't want them. I quite like doing them like that because I think it works out really nice and cost effective for you guys, really. So I will show you the background pages included in the kit. So we've got this one here. I'm just going to kind of scoot through them. I love the colours of this kit. It's really, really pretty because it's very floral, very very vibrant. I was going to say very pink, but it has got quite a lot of blues in it as well. So I really do just love all the combination of the blues and the pinks together. And as I say, it's got lots and lots of florals, lots of gorgeous vintage images there. This vintage image here, which I have to say, it's such a shame because this little girl's dressed in the most beautiful dress and, really pretty, but her face just isn't that pretty, is my opinion. But I loved her. If I just block her face out, I just loved her, everything she was wearing and things. So yep, she's on there. This one, I love how this looks with that pretty pink all surrounding it. So yeah, it's definitely got a kind of really nice sort of uplifting spring feeling, I think, to it. So yep, this page here, this one here, this one here, which this just reminds me of a sort of waterfall for some reason. I don't know why that is, but yeah. So you've got lots of various background pages. This is your neutrally one. It's the same tone as kind of the vintage papers parts in this kind of creamy yellow colour. And then you've just got some very pale, very pretty pink edging around that. So that's your background pages. And then this is your ephemera kit. Whoops, I'm actually showing you probably the wrong way up. I should probably show you this way around. So you've got lots and lots of journaling cards and little bits and pieces, banners and tickets and all sorts of glorious goodies. I like to, have a ton of stuff to play with when I do a journal. So I've tried to really include lots and lots of different bits and pieces. You've got an envelope, and you've also got one of those kind of coin envelopes as well. And then you've got a page with lots of fussy cut flowers and what have you as well. So you've got lots and lots of things to play with. And yeah, I mean, I always think that just makes making a journal and, pieces very easy if you have lots and lots of things to play with. So I'm just going to move all those bits to one side because, as I say, I have actually printed it off and coffee dyed some as well. So let me just move those out of the way. So yeah, that's obviously all for sale in my Etsy shop now. So just moving on from there. These are the pages coffee dyed. I won't kind of flick through them all because that would be, incredibly boring. But I just thought I would show you, a few. Oops, the coffee's obviously sploshed right, right covering her face up actually, so that's worked out well. Yeah, so I won't obviously show them all, but they look really good and really vintage once they're coffee dyed. So yeah, I just wanted to kind of give you a sort of rough idea really how they looked once they're coffee dyed. So I'm just going to pop those on my lap. So what I've also done in readiness for this video, I just thought I would make one of my tracing paper envelopes. So obviously, as you can see, I've printed out, not sure which page it was that I printed out, but possibly, I think it was this page. So I printed out this page onto the tracing paper, like that, as you can see. And then I've just, as per my tracing paper envelopes, which I've obviously made, before in a tutorial. I will try and remember to link that video for those people who maybe have not seen it. But I've just stitched around it there to make an envelope. So I haven't trimmed it down or anything, so I thought we could do that for a bit of a craft with me, to go along with the introduction of the kit. And I know that some of my design team members have already used this kit. So yeah, obviously all my design team members, they're all linked below in the description of my video as well. So do check out their videos, because oh, they just do the most incredible work, and I'm so blessed to have such amazingly talented ladies on my design team. So yeah, I mean, if you catch my video at all, any of you, I just want to say how much I so appreciate everything you do. Yeah, I just feel really, really blessed to be working with you guys. So thank you so much. Right, let's just trim this down here. Across there. Okie dokie. Right, I am quite near my stitching, but hopefully that's going to be fine. Sorry, I'm sort of balancing things on my lap and things here. So that's the foundation of my envelope, and then I'm just going to obviously fold the flap over like that. Okay. And then I will just ink it all up, because obviously, you know, my other pieces are all coffee dyed, so I want it to all look, you know, quite grungy and nice. So now I might just try and stand my ink pad on some paper, because I know that, you know, sometimes it obviously makes that horrible noise, and you know, I apologise to those people who have said how horrible that is. So yeah, it's just when you're working in limited space, you know, that's obviously now taking up a lot of space. So I need to just remember to do that and set it up before the video. But right, hopefully that's better, and it's not making that horrible noise now. Oops, okay. Just ink all of that up. So I hope everyone's having a good day. I hope that you're all managing to do some crafting. I mean, it's the weekend, so I hope you're all having a good weekend. We do not have very nice weather here. And if by chance I end up that I'm filming this ahead, then I apologise, and I'm not lying if you look out and it's glorious sunshine. At the time I am filming this, it is a Saturday, and it is horrible and raining and pretty chilly. So yeah, cardigan is back on, and it's not the best, unfortunately. Right, so that's my envelope there. Now, as I say, I have got a whole bunch of gorgeous ephemera pieces. So let's have a look and see what we've got here that we can pop onto the envelope. I have to say, I'm quite drawn to this Dream a Little Dream. I'm just going to put that to one side so I don't forget. Oh, so I've now mixed the ephemera parts in with the background pages. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with the Dream a Little Dream. I have also got a smaller one here, but I'm going to, in the first instance, just cut out that big one and see how we get on with that. So just cut around that. Yeah, it's beautiful colours in this kit, I must say. I love the pinks and the blues together, and obviously it's got lots of greens with the leaves as well on the flowers. So it's really pretty. Well, I'm a bit out of practice. I've had a really busy week, and I've not managed to do any videos for about 4 days. And I know this just sounds really mad, but honestly, it's quite surprising how out of the zone that you get. You know, if you don't do a video for a few days, well, I say you, I mean me. Maybe you guys, if you do videos, don't have this, but I really get quite out of it quite quickly, and then you feel sort of slightly nervous and things when you come on to do a video again. It's really strange. Right, now I'm wondering about having that. I mean, obviously that lace is pretty, you know, pretty heavy and pretty full on for that, but actually I don't mind. I have got this gorgeous gathered lace, which I could obviously cut off of the gathering and have that, but actually no, I'm gonna go for this, I think. So yeah, so although this is very thick and, you know, quite full, I think it will look really nice on here, to be honest. So I'm just going to cut that down here, and I'm just going to do that sort of cut tear thing, you know, where I have the lace, you know, a bit more raggedy at the edge. So I'll just do that at that edge and a bit more at that side. Okay, let's just pop that down there. Now, don't know how much I want that overhanging, because I'm going to hopefully have this as my little stopper. So I don't know how much, you know, if I have it overhanging a lot, it's not really going to work. So I'm going to have to, I think, have it quite high up on there. So I'm just going to take my Fabri-Tac and I will just glue it down here. Okie dokie. Oops, just check that I've got that the right way up. I know I always say this, and I'm still not really sure whether there is a right and a wrong way, to be honest, to half of these laces, but I always assume that you want the, you know, the more lumpy sort of parts, i.e., you know, the seam type bits, you want them as the right way up, don't you? Because you want them sort of showing, I suppose. That's my interpretation anyway. And then I'm just going to, oops, dab in where I can see any thick parts that hopefully then I will, you know, not have too much glue visible. So just go along there. Okay, let's just, oops. So I hope you guys enjoyed the X-Piles series. I had great fun doing it. I have many more piles to go. That was just one. Pile number one. Yeah, so hopefully we will come along and do some other similar things soon. But yeah, thank you so much to those people who watched it. I really appreciate it, and I hope you had fun like I did. I still just, you know, can't believe how much stuff I actually do have laying about, that, you know, even after a whole week's worth, well, it was actually over a week, I think it was 10 days, wasn't it? That there's still so much stuff left laying around. But actually there's even more stuff, because I know I always say this, but I mean, obviously I'm always doing videos. Well, I haven't for the last, you know, few days, as I say, because I've been busy kind of with family stuff. But yeah, it's kind of always a little bit shocking, because no matter how many days you do, you accumulate other things, because obviously I'm then doing other videos that are a bit, they're not like a full project, if you see what I mean, you know. So I'm doing little bits, and then I'm doing a video on something else completely different. So I mean, that's my excuse, but yeah, the mess just mounts up very quickly around me. So although I clear one pile, I then, you know, in a week there might be 6 different themes for videos, which then is, of course, six different you know, pieces of stuff, themes of stuff laying around. So yeah, it's just never ending, really. Right, so I'm going to have this, I think, like this, and I'm just going to, I like to, when I'm using something as a stopper, I like to kind of hold it up like that, because then I know roughly where my glue edge needs to go. So just going to glue that down like that. Hopefully that will be, you know, good enough. Okay. And as I always say, you know, this is my method, but I am not saying by any means that this is, you know, this is the best method or anything else. I'm just saying this is how I find it easiest, but you may well have, you know, quite likely have a much better method. So yeah, okay, there we go. And then I've got this little piece of lace here, so I might just have another little bit of lace just in the corner with that little flower. So obviously this is one of the flowers from the kit, and we can just glue this down here. Okay. Yeah, I hope that the X-Piles maybe inspired you to, you know, clear up some of your piles. I mean, not that I'm insinuating you have piles like mine, or mess, you know, surrounded by mess like I am. But I mean, this is a very, very messy hobby, isn't it? It's very hard to craft in a tidy space, I think. So, you know, personally for me, I find mess definitely sparks creativity. So, not generally, I don't like mess everywhere else in the house. But here on my desk, I love the surprise of not knowing what's buried. You know, it's just really nice. Okay, so we've got that there. Oops. Hopefully my stopper is stuck down. And of course I'd like some bling on here. Now, do we want the black, or is that a little bit heavy? I've got just a tiny bit of that pearly bling left. This is all I've got left now of that. The pearly is quite nice actually against this, I have to say. Let me just cut off a little bit. The pearls are quite nice on there, aren't they? Or do they just not really show up? Let me try this one. Hold on. Yeah, maybe the pearls didn't really show up at all. Let me just cut a little bit of the black just in case. I don't think, funnily enough, that I'm favouring the black on this particular thing. I know that's unusual, but let me just... I'm trying to be really tidy because I have my new organiser, which I don't think I've shown you guys yet. I have done a video, but I don't think it's uploaded yet. But I've got my new organiser that I was so kindly sent, so I'm loving it. I have one section of my desk now that's tidy and nice. Right, let me just stand up and look down now. I always like to, you know, get a bird's eye view. So there's that. I do really like the pearls. I'm just not sure whether they're quite showing enough, to be honest. So let's just have a look. Oh, it's one of those scenarios where actually every piece looks good. I mean, I love the black because that's what shows up best, but I'm not going to go for the black. So it's between the pearls and the, you know, the silver Diamante. So, oh, decisions. I do like the pearls. I'm just not sure they're showing very much. Oh, what do I go with? I don't know how well that's even showing on the camera, to be honest. I'm looking through the lens. I'm not sure that's really showing on the camera either. So that's the, you know, the Diamante, and this is the pearly. Like that. Oh, I can't decide. I know this is just crazy. Like, how hard is it to just make a decision? Oh, I'm going to go with the pearls. I know they don't really show up a great deal, but I mean, I don't think the lighting's particularly great in here today either. I'm not saying they are going to show up very well, but the lighting definitely is, is a hindrance today. Oh my gosh, look. Oh my goodness. I'm having the fiddliest day ever today. I don't know what's going on with me. It's probably a bit of anxiety or something, because I haven't done a video for a few days. I know, that just sounds so crazy, but honestly, it does kind of, you know, you do get out of it very quickly, I think. Right, there we go. I always find the best thing to do, you know, when I'm in that mode is actually do a few videos kind of hopefully in a row, and then I get back into, you know, feeling more comfortable. I don't know whether I'll have time today because, as I say, it is Saturday, but I might do if I have time. So yeah, so they look really pretty, don't they, on there? I know that was a protracted process sticking them on, but so I've got those, and then I've also got some of my little flower trims, which I've got some blue ones. I don't know whether they're going to be a bit bright. They are quite nice, aren't they? I mean, the only thing is you can't really see any other blue on here. I wish the lighting was better because oh, I've just had to move it out to sort of under the window a little bit to see how that looks. Yeah, I wish the lighting was better today because it really is quite difficult to tell with this poor lighting. Oh, I'm going to go for that because I think that's nice. So I'm just going to hot glue this on, I think. So nice and quick. There we go. Oh, yeah. So that's that. I love that. Really, really pretty. Okay, now what should we put into the envelope? So again, let me just pull back the background pages really, and we'll just see what we've got here. So let's have a look. I mean, I love this one, to be honest. Absolutely love this. I wonder if we could make a little sort of foldy booklet type piece to go in there. What do you think? Yeah, that goes really lovely with that, doesn't it? So let's have a look. I will have to cut it down a little bit in length. I'm just wondering. I wonder if we could have a triple fold. So I'm just going to put this way round so as I see how, you know, how wide this can be. So if we have that like that, right, have it more maybe like that. Okay. Now I'm just wondering, actually, let's just have a look. I'm just on the fly here, just kind of winging it a little bit. Okay, so I mean, obviously, as you can see, unfortunately, this, you know, I measured it very poorly, so it's not in thirds now. But I couldn't really have it in thirds because obviously this is going to go into that envelope, and if it was in thirds, it would be well into the envelope, if you see what I mean. So yeah, that's how come I haven't really kind of gone for it in thirds. Right, okay, so I'm just going to pop that out of the way, and then what I'm going to do is cut this down a bit. So across there, and then across here. Okie dokie. Right, hopefully that's straightish. Now let me check that this is going to fit into the envelope, because that'll be the next thing. Oh, lucky I checked. Look, it's just fractionally too long. So yeah, I'm going to cut it down quite a bit, because by the time it gets a bit bulkier, you know, that will sort of puff the envelope out, which will then make it less likely to fit in, if that makes sense. Okay, so that's why it had to be slightly higher, if you see what I mean, so that it definitely was poking up above here. Okay, so yeah, I mean, how pretty does that look? I just love that. Right, okay, so this now fits in a little bit better. So I think what we'll do is, I've got some of my food coloured papers here. I just quickly grabbed some. And these are the pinky ones. So, I mean, they're really, really pretty. And what I thought we could do is just make a little booklet to tuck in here, which, sorry, my wipe is now in the way. So if I just fold that there, like that. Okay. And then if I just cut that down here, like that. Okay. And then hopefully we could just, you know, mingle these in a little bit. So that's a little pad on that side. So I'm just going to trim these down slightly in, it's not height, is it? In width? Width, would that be right? I don't know whether that quite, yeah, I guess in width. So that they're not hanging out from the side. So like that. Okay. So they now will fit really nicely in there. And I'm just going to staple those in because obviously my sewing machine is not here. I know you must all be so bored of hearing me say that every single time, but the reason I say it every time is because obviously I'm aware that there could be people watching who don't regularly watch my channel who may wonder why I'm not ever using my sewing machine. So yeah, that's, oh, I don't think I've got my bigger stapler here. Right, okay, back to the drawing board with that. So I'm going to stitch this after on the sewing machine. I would just run a single stitch straight down here so that that's all secured in there. But in the meantime, what I'm going to do is, let's have a look, what am I going to do? I think I'm going to do some sort of pocket, or I could maybe do like another little foldy piece. Let's have a look. So I'm just going to get another piece of paper, hopefully one with a good mix of the blues and the pinks. So let's use this one, because that's really pretty. Let me move the envelope out of the way a bit. And because originally I thought I'm going to put a pocket in here, you know, on this side, but I'm now wondering, hang on, let me just think. Oh, hopefully the brain is kind of like slowly working here, because what I'm wondering is if I could do a pocket here like that, and then I could actually have another foldy piece here. So I'm going to attempt to do that, I think. Now, what's the easiest way to do it is the question. Right, for me, I'm thinking the easiest way for me to do it, and I'm not in any way saying that this is going to be the best way. I'm going to run some glue like that down my piece. Okie dokie. And I'm going to get this piece here, and I'm just going to place it on. So I'll just move my bottle of glue. Okay. Right. Like that. So, okay. And then what I'm going to do is just sort of mark it here a little bit, and then fold it here. So it's hopefully going to be in line with the front. Hopefully. Oh my gosh. Now, for some reason, ever since I said, oh, I always keep my bone folder in the same place, I've now misplaced my bone folder. I mean, it was the only thing that I could honestly 100% say, you know, oh, it's always in the same place. And ever since I've said that, it's just disappeared, completely disappeared. So yeah, I should never really say that. So I'm now working with my scissor handles as a bone folder. I mean, it's on my desk. It's obviously buried under some stuff, but yeah, for the time being, I've obviously, you know, I can't find it, so it's a bit annoying. Right, so that's that now. And then I wonder if I can just go back and do like one more fold. So this is very concertina-y. Very concertina-y. Right. Okay, so what I'm going to have to do is obviously trim all this down, because now I've got horribly uneven bottom edge and top edge, obviously. So we'll just chop that down like that. Okay, right, let's get rid of that. Okie dokie, so what I have now is I've got obviously my front, which will open once I've stitched this in, and it will be a little booklet. And then here I've got an opening. I can put some coffee dyed paper or something here, but I have a little pocket in this side. And then here I've got another flap. So what I'm going to do is obviously cut this hopefully flush with the back. So just go down there like that. Okie dokie. Now I'm just going to cut along that line, which hopefully will enable me to get really nice and, you know, as close to the edge as I possibly can. Okie dokie. Right, got there in the end. So that's now flush with there. So, yep, I have this gorgeous fold out pocket here. I can obviously add other pockets and things, but I might spare you that. The only place that I'm going to do an actual, you know, obvious pocket is here, because that's where I've got my join, so I'd like to cover that up. So again, what I'm going to do is just take some of the papers from here. Oops. And we'll just do a little running pocket down the side. So I might actually just use this. Okay, hopefully I've done that sort of straightish. Well, it's not too bad anyway. So we're going to have that like that. Or do we want it that way? Just deciding whether I want more pink or more white flowers. I think actually probably more pink. So I'm going to just pop it up there. Actually, what I'll do, I think, is just glue that down and then chop it off. So down there and then all the way down the back. Like that. Okay, and then pop that in. So, I mean, I'm just effectively just covering up where that paper's joined, so that that's now, you know, disguised and no longer visible. And obviously we've also incorporated a pocket, so it's got a sort of double usage there, double function. So there we go. Okay, and then I can now get to that and just chop that down, so it's then flush with the pages, she says. Oh gosh, I'm so rubbish at cutting when things are like this. Invariably I do cut into the other piece of paper. Amazingly, I didn't that time. So you've got your booklet here on this side, which is cute, isn't it? And then here you've got a pocket. Obviously you could put some coffee dyed paper or another pad or pockets, you know, however you wanted to do it on there. And then another pocket here. So let me just check the time. I'm not sure what time it was when I nipped off to get that pink paper. Oh, we might be okay actually. I think we might be okay. So let's just bring this in, and we could probably do some other bits and pieces in here then, because I think I have got more time than I realised. So I might keep these sides for journaling, nice and plain, but I might add other pockets and things to these sides, I think. So I've also got that paper that I said that it, you know, I coffee dyed this. So we could have a flippy pad on here, on, you know, one of these sides. That would be really nice. So I'm just going to, again, sort of fold that in, and that just gives me my rough guide as to, you know, where I just need to cut that down. So like that. And then again, I'm just going to trim along there. Like that. And then on this side. Oops. It's actually getting even darker today. I mean, it's only quite early in the morning, but it's incredibly dark. It feels like it's probably more like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, to be honest. You know, on a sort of bit of an autumnal day. Oh, I might have to go and get some more of the pink paper, because I think that would look really pretty mixed in with some pink. So I'll just nip off and get some. Right, so I am back now with my pink paper again. So again, I'm just going to do sort of the same thing again. you know, I mean, this is a little flippy pad. It doesn't have to be exact, but just want it, you know, roughly. So the pieces are roughly similar sizes. So again, I mean, I just think this is quite an easy way to then cut, you know, cut them down and get it roughly where you want it. So again, just glue down this one. And this is where I discover it's all too wide for this piece, but we'll see. So just need to now decide which piece I would like at the front. I was going to have that piece, but actually I think a blue, one of the bluer pieces would look nicer. So yeah, I'm going to have it like that, I think, instead. And I'm just going to have it sort of every other one as a patterned and every other one as a pink one, like that. Okay, let's just check that that's going to fit there, because obviously it needs to close. And I would just then staple them together. Now it needs to be cut down, so again I just want to decide, do I want, you know, more pinks or more neutral flowers? I think I want more pinks, so we'll just trim that across here like that. Okay, and then I'm going to probably tear the edge, but I will just staple this with my Tim Holtz stapler. Okay, let me just trim this down a bit more. And then from here, I just want to tear the bottom. I really like the torn edges. I think they just, you know, look really nice. A bit more fun than just straight edges. But again, I mean, that's just, you know, my feelings. So I'm not saying that that's how everyone likes it. Okay, so I've got that. Now I'm just going to trim down here because I've just got a slight overhang which may be making this a little bit wide then for the page. So there we go. Okay, so we can then pop this in here. Again, I'm just going to use my hot glue because that's just nice and quick. Okie dokie, like that. Just get any glue that's sort of oozing out. I know that a few of you have mentioned the hot glue, but honestly, trust me, I'm no good with the hot glue either. I did once, and I know I've talked about this loads of times, but I did once burn my thumb really badly on my hot glue. Oh my gosh, I can't tell you how much that hurt. So yeah, if you're using the hot glue, oh my goodness, be so careful. Because when it burns you, it really does burn you. Right, I'm just having a look because I've got some skinny crochet lace. Let me go and nip and get that now. So I've got my thin crochet lace now, so I'm just going to pop that on there. Okie dokie. Oh my gosh, I am literally sticking to everything. All right. Which way up is the right way up for that now. Honestly, I don't ever really hear anyone else saying that, and I've stuck that on upside down, I'm pretty sure. Oh well, never mind. So yep, we just trim that off at the edge, which again, you know, I do prefer this when it's a bit more rough and ready, but that's okay. So that's that obviously stuck there, and then on this side we could just have a little pocket. So I'm just going to grab in like the ephemera pieces, because I wonder, you know, I might just have one that would just fit there as a pocket. So let me just try this one. go, and just glue that in like that. So I need to just bring it down slightly on this side. Okay. A bit more maybe, because I mean the last thing you want is it sort of then, you know, hitting like where the fold is, and then it's going to be you know, sort of getting screwed up really. So you're better off having it slightly smaller where it's just going to fit, oops, fit on the page a bit better. Now I've got glue on the outside. Oh dear. Okay, so I'm just going to pop that in there like that. Just go straight in, mopping that up with the glue. Okay. And then we could use some of that crochet lace there across that pocket, or maybe I was going to say at the bottom, but actually, yeah, I think it's really nice at the top. So just going to glue that on here. Oops. My daughter's up here. She's playing with her kitchen. So that's what the noise is. If you can hear like little mice in here, it's her. You want to say hi, sweetheart? No, you're feeling shy, are you? She's not really shy, honestly. I mean, as you all know, because she does say hi quite often. Okay. So I just need to check that that's not really in the way of where that's folding, like that. Okay. And then obviously just probably need to have something edging this pocket here, like that. So just for the continuity, really. So there. Okay. There we go. Pop that down, chop it off. I mean, again, I probably would have preferred that slightly more rough and ready at the side, but never mind. And then I wonder if we should have like a little label or something maybe here. Let me see what else I've got from the ephemera pieces. So hold on. Right, don't want that. We've got this one here, which I think that would go quite well. It's a little bit big maybe. That one there was the one I tried, but it's quite brown. Oh, this one here. Right. So I'll just grab this one. Oh my gosh. Okay. Okie dokie. Oops. Okay. Okay, there we go, and then around here. Okay, and then just around there. So my son, my oldest son, he's gone into work today. He doesn't work on Saturdays normally. He has got a Saturday job, but Sundays, funnily enough, actually not Saturdays. But obviously that's in a little restaurant, and so they have been closed. But they are reopening this weekend, but he's not going in until next weekend. But he's had to go in to where he works, you know, with his electrician apprenticeship. He doesn't normally work Saturdays there or weekends at all there, but they've got, you know, a job that they're, I don't know, needing to finish, or perhaps something needs doing that they can't really do whenever, you know, everyone's in the building normally, because he's been working at a library doing something. something in the library. I don't know quite what, but he's been there for a few weeks now, so must be quite a big thing that they're trying to do there. So yeah, they've had to go in and do something this morning. So he had an early start again this morning because he had to be there at 7, so he had to get up at 5:30, bless him, because it's about 30 miles away where he's working, so he had to get the train, and yeah, so he's had an early start again. Right, so as I say, I'm going to obviously glue that in like a little booklet. I'm going to decorate the cover, but that's your pocket here and pocket here, and then on the back you've got obviously lots of journaling space and another pocket, which actually, just for continuity, we will have just a bit of lace down there. So we'll just pop that on there, like that. Okie dokie. Yeah, so I obviously got up and kind of just said goodbye to him, but he was looking tired, I must say. Well, I mean, not surprising, obviously, but when you're young, you know, that's fine, isn't it? Okay, and then I might just have a little flower. So I might just cut out one of these and just pop one of those on somewhere as well. Just so these sides aren't completely plain. So I'll just then cut that out. Yeah, the weather's not been too great this week, so unfortunately, you know, I haven't managed to see my mum and dad or anything, because obviously I've been seeing them in their garden. I mean, you are kind of technically allowed to have one person mixing with one other household, if that makes sense. But, you know, I'm still not really comfortable, because I just think, well, I mean, what if you did have it and then you gave it to your parents, you know, and something happened to them? I mean, you know, you'd just never forgive yourself, would you? And so it's just not really worth the risk, I think. So, yeah, we've just been obviously, you know, on the phone and, well, FaceTime or Skype or whatever it's called. You know, but that's a shame, because obviously it had been so nice being able to go and see them in their garden. So it's been a bit of a shame this week, but yeah, I just think it's not really worth it, is it? Not worth the risk, because I mean, I've said before, they're not quite of that age, you know, of like the shielding official age, you know. Well, in this country, I think it's like over 70. They're not quite there yet, but you know, equally they are not, you know, really young or anything. Well, I mean, I'm not saying that's old. No, I don't want to offend anybody, so I'm probably digging myself deeper into a hole. I'd best just be quiet now with the age conversation. But yeah, I just think, oh, it's not really worth putting them at any sort of risk, to be honest. So I've just avoided going around there, which you know, it's a shame, but better to be safe than sorry, I think. So you know, hopefully we'll all be back to normal eventually, and then, you know, we can all mix as much as we like. So, but until that time, I just think, you know, be safe and don't put people in unnecessary risk, really. I mean, actually, a couple of days they've just been chilly but dry. So, I mean, I could have potentially, I suppose, gone round to see them, you know, on those days, but it was quite chilly. So, who would want to sit in the garden in the freezing cold, really? Yeah, probably not. So, okay. Okie dokie. So, that's those. I probably want another blue one, but not sure. Right, now I was wondering about this for here on the front, so I'm just going to cut this one out. Okey-dokey. So today is the official day. I will probably aim to load this video up you know, probably, hopefully for tomorrow, i.e., you know, I won't have filmed it ahead because normally I do film most of my things ahead. But yeah, I will try and hopefully, you know, if it uploads okay, I will try and actually upload this in current time. Because yeah, today is the day when lots of things can officially, you know, officially open again. Who knows really whether that's a wise thing or not, but I mean, of course, you know, businesses do need to try and get back to some form of normality, don't they? And you know, that's obviously by opening their doors again. I don't know how it will pan out. I don't know whether they're going to be really busy or whether it will be, you know, I mean, I certainly am not going to be visiting. I mean, I don't really go in pubs anyway because, you know, I don't drink or anything, but and I'm not saying that's the only reason you'd go in a pub, but you know, I suppose with children and things, I mean, I'm not really of the age where I would be going in pubs anyway, except for maybe a meal, but they're not really the types of meals that we tend to have. You know, we tend to be more of like pizza fans really, but yeah, I won't be kind of rushing to go into any places, I don't think. I mean, yeah, I do wish those businesses the best of luck, and of course, you know, I do realise why they, you know, why they need to open, but oh, I don't know, I can't help but worry that it's all a bit too soon, and I hope we don't, you know, all live to regret it really, but it's a worrying time, that's for sure. Okay, let me just pop that on there like that. I just did it with the hot glue because that was just nice and quick in the end. And then I also had another one of those little blue flowers. Yep, I thought I had got one somewhere. So I'll just ink that up slightly because we inked up the one on the outside like that. And we'll just pop that, I think, on here. So again, just use the hot glue like that. Okay, gorgeous. Right, so obviously we can just pop journaling card in here, pop one in there, and then obviously we've got another pocket there, so I'll just cut out another one quickly to pop in the back. Oops. So just pop that one out and pop that in there. Okay. There we go. There we go. You can just pop that one in there. Okay, and so this whole little bundle, obviously, as I said, I do still need to go and stitch this, obviously, on the machine, but until that point, that will all just go into the little envelope there, like that, and then that just closes like that. Isn't that just such a gorgeous little pouch and, you know, lovely little package? Oh, it weighs a ton, I have to say. I mean, I guess there is quite a lot of paper actually in there. But yeah, I hope that you liked the little quick craft with me. I hope you like the kit. As I say, the kit's called Spring Garden and it's obviously in my Etsy. And yeah, I hope that you all enjoy the rest of your weekend and hopefully see you all again soon. Thanks then. Bye.